Vegas Lights welcome in Rhode Island FC. It's presented by Laborers Union 872. Sean St. Jacques, Sebastian Elney here with you. Tonight's standings are brought to you by La Bonita Supermarkets. As we look at the Western Conference table, it's been a pretty strong start to the season for the Las Vegas Lights. 9 points from their first 6 games and a chance to move up even higher in the table if they're able to take 3 points tonight from Rhode Island. Sebastian, we look at the Open Cup results from these two teams. It was some late drama between Las Vegas and Spokane, but in the end, Las Vegas somehow found a way through to the round of 32.
Such a good game to watch with some great goals.
That was the late twist that saw Spokane send the game into extra time, but some Ricky Alba magic sent Vegas through.
It's such a good finish here. He does so well, just get it down on the ground, slide into the side netting.
And of course, Las Vegas now will get LAFC in the next round. And Valentin Noel's our player to watch for the Lights tonight. And it's no question that he's been a huge part of their campaign, not just in the Open Cup, but in the league as well.
Yeah, he's played well. He played really well this entire season. We'll be looking out for him tonight.
3 goals and 1 assist. That leads the Lights in all competitions. And for Rhode Island, they had their own dose of Open Cup drama last time out. A seesaw game in Charlotte that saw late goals scored by both teams. And then again, this one also went to extra time. Both teams landed extra time blows. Juan Obregon Jr. giving Charlotte the lead in the 95th minute. A Turnbull equalizer sent it to penalties. But in the end, Charlotte knocked Rhode Island out.
This is such a fun game to watch. Anytime there's 8 goals, it's always a special game. Unfortunately, the penalties are such a heartbreaker. They'll look to rebound tonight. 2
penalty saves from Austin Pack, and it was a memorable opening salvo for Rhode Island in the Open Cup, but they did fall in the end. Clay Holstead will be a critical cog in the Rhode Island machine tonight as they look for their first ever win in USL Championship play.
Possibility for a big 3 points tonight, and that worldie he had in that last game. I'm sure once it came off his foot, he knew it was going in.
Now, one of the big-time players that Rhode Island has at their disposal. We're really excited to bring this one to you from a place where dreams can be made and lost in a heartbeat. We're excited to bring this one in the USL Championship to you. It's Las Vegas taking on Rhode Island in an East versus West battle. The kickoff is coming up next.
Hey, bud. This doing nothing all day isn't good.
You should be out making friends.
Lots of friends.
Why? Huh? Because I'm not enough? By myself? Because you would love me more if I was always bringing over new money friends?
Yes.
It's called earning dividends, dear.
Get your money working with amazing certificate rates now at AmericaFirst.com.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We're proud to offer 11 conveniently located imaging centers across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
Mi raza bonita, desde 1991 hemos compartido nuestras tradiciones mexicanas. Desde muy temprano, nuestros panaderos empiezan a elaborar los bolillos y el pan dulce. Y las tortillas todos los días salen calientitas. Le digo algo, mi raza bonita, lo que está hecho en la bonita, está hecho en Las Vegas.
Tonight's match is presented by Laborers Union 872, by Great Clips, and by the Nevada Donor Network. Sean St. Jacques, Sebastian Elney here with you as you see the procession. Both teams entering the field of play. Tonight's matchup is presented by the Laborers Union 872 between the Lights and Rhode Island. Let's jump into the starting lineups, also presented by the Laborers Union 872. We begin with Dennis Sanchez and the home side, the Lights.
It's a good lineup here. A lot of fun, exciting players that are really technical on the ball. We look for them to get it in and around the goal, create chances, and score goals.
And you have the likes of Alba, Asante, and Samake, who's also been a strong player for this Lights team.
Yeah, it's definitely a big front three.
And then Gannon helping out there as well. Rosarena is between the sticks, and plenty of reserves on the bench, most notable Charlie Adams. Cano Smith has this 11 for Rhode Island, and of course the Golden Boot winner and MVP from last season, Albert Dikwa, leads the line. His former teammate with Pittsburgh, his current teammate with Rhode Island, Mark Ibarra, in the midfield, and Noah Fuson also in the attack. What stands out about this team?
Definitely going to be watching Dikwa, his movement in and around the goal, how he makes his runs and his hold-up play. The midfield will be very important for Rhode Island today, as they need to control it, especially on the road.
Cano Smith told us earlier in the week that Koke Vegas, healthy enough for a spot on the bench, not healthy enough to get back into the starting lineup. So it's another start for Jackson Lee, who has 2 clean sheets this season for Rhode Island. And of course, Valentine Noel, who we highlighted earlier, will certainly be a player to watch. 3 goals in all competitions for the Lights so far this season. It's a rejuvenated Las Vegas side. After Joey Batista, MLB star, comes in, he buys the club during the offseason. Dennis Sanchez just talked about the great relationship that he has with him and the staff has with him, and the mentality of wanting to win and win right away with this Vegas team. They've done that so far, already 3 victories in the early parts of this season. Things are looking up, they're looking bright, dare I say, for the Lights. On the other side of the coin for Rhode Island, yes, they've had some good results, but they're still looking for that win that could really bolster them and get them higher up the table. Rhode Island expects to not just compete for a playoff spot, but to make some noise in this inaugural campaign.
Definitely. They have such a stacked roster, but I think what they're experiencing is how hard it is to win in this league. Every game is going to be a battle. Every game is it's going to take everything. And so they've been getting points, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because at least you're getting 1 as opposed to 0. But it's going to take a little extra to get 3.
And Dennis Sanchez looks on. We had a great talk with him earlier in the week. Loved how his team fought through some of the adversity in extra time in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup tie midweek. Both teams are going to be having to deal with that workload of having played 120 minutes midweek in the Open Cup. Both teams had to do that, and now focus back on the league, with both teams having a chance to jump a few spots in the table with a victory tonight.
That's tough. Those midweek games are really hard to recover from, especially as a player, and then when you include travel as well. Another thing that kind of flies under the radar is how hard it is to travel and then play and be ready for it. So tonight, expect Las Vegas to start out fast. When we talked to Coach Sanchez, he was saying how he wants them to start fast and to hit Rhode Island hard and early.
Yeah, Rhode Island had to make the cross-country trek to get here tonight. We'll see how Cano Smith's boys deal with that as we are moments away from kick. Benjamin Meyer is our head official today in Las Vegas. Good crowd on hand as well here at Cashman Field. And it does look like that Vegas will be getting us started, going from left to right in their home kits. Rhode Island in their road yellows will be defending on the right-hand part of your screen. As you can imagine, it's the first ever meeting between these two in Rhode Island's first season of existence. But of course, just because it's your first doesn't mean that expectations aren't high. They're very much high. This Cano Smith-led team, and they could make some history if they can win here in Vegas tonight. Of course, the Lights have other ideas. The mentality has changed. The culture has changed. And Las Vegas are hoping that that could mean playoffs and who knows where beyond there at the end of the season. It promises to be an enthralling occasion here just off the Vegas Strip. At the sound of the referee's whistle, we are off and running here in Nevada. Vegas gets us started, and we are thrilled to bring this one to you. It's an East versus West battle with Las Vegas, not your dad's Vegas, the up-to-date Vegas, who are looking really, really strong at the start of this season, and a Rhode Island side that have already showed a lot of promise, are looking for that elusive first victory in this inaugural campaign, which could do Cano Smith's team a world of good in these early weeks and months of the campaign. Both teams had extra time drama in the Open Cup last time out. Vegas on the right side of it, Rhode Island on the wrong side of it. A win here would certainly put those thoughts and memories of a Charlotte defeat in the rear-view mirror rather quickly. Last game in the league for Rhode Island was a 0-0 draw at home against Pittsburgh. Before that, it was a 0-0 draw against the Battery. Two games that Cano Smith took a lot of positives from as that goes out of play. No goals, but to keep 2 clean sheets against those 2 teams in particular, he was impressed with the way his team handled it.
That's important. You can't lose if you don't get scored on. So that's where you start off as a foundation, and then from there, as the season progresses, they'll start to learn, the attacking players will start to learn each other better and start scoring goals.
Look there at the injury report. Some players still coming back for Las Vegas. Most notably, Edison Azcona. The young players, the Desert Radiology injury report showed you that Connor McGlynn also not available for Rhode Island tonight. And we talked about this earlier. Koke Vegas has been training. He's back on the bench for Rhode Island, their first ever signing. But it doesn't look like he's going to play tonight. Now then, here is Solomon Asante for Las Vegas, former Phoenix star. Onto this near side, Rhode Island do clear it, but at the expense of a lights throw. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Silver State Schools Credit Union. And you want Vegas to get off to a fast start, Sebastian.
Definitely. As the home side, Rhode Island's coming in and they're expecting a battle. So in these first 5, expect a few chances from Vegas. When we talked to Coach Sanchez, it said that's exactly what he said he wanted.
And how important is that midfield going to be for Rhode Island, especially on the road? Maybe some heavy, tired legs. This one's nudged away, out for a throw.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a mental game as well. Physically, they might not have the legs that they wish that they had, but mentally, they got to stay tuned in, locked in the entire time.
I'm sure it helps that both teams have to deal with similar, I should say, situations on that front. Of course, for Vegas, they had a rare slip-up at Monterey Bay last time out in the league, a 3-1 defeat. Frank Yallop's boys have been playing really well at the start of the season, but losing Emra Clementa, the former Oakland man, to a red card, that's a bit of a blow. And Samake did get a goal in first half stoppage time, but it wasn't enough to get anything from that game in Seaside last time out in the championship. It's going to be out for a Rhode Island throw, taken quickly by Karifa Yao. The only Rhode Island loss of the season, and Cano Smith brought this up to us, was that 4-1 defeat at the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Said even in parts of that game he thought they did well, but it was a bad second half. The worst half he said his boys have played this season that let that game slip away. And he said besides that half, he's been pretty content with the way his team has gone about it. Again, some results maybe here, maybe there, but the performance-wise, only that half against the Rowdies is the one that hasn't been up to snuff. It's going to be cleared out by Jackson Lee, back to Vegas on the far side. Here's Raiko Arozarena on a recycle for Vegas. Fluttered down this near side by Smart. Tried to find Coleman Gannon, formerly of Columbus Crew 2 and MLS Next Pro. Instead, he finds the gloves of Jackson Lee. USL on CBS Networks continues in April. Mark your calendar. Saturday, April 27th, the aforementioned Tampa Bay Rowdies taking on New Mexico United. It's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and it's on CBS Sports Network. Asante a bit animated as he passed that ball back for Vegas, and they're forced to retreat back to Arozarena. Dominican Republic international. He's under a bit of pressure here, Arozarena. He's forced to go back. Howell tries to keep it in, but it's a cheap giveaway, and it's a Rhode Island corner.
Honestly, it's been a very sloppy start for both sides. As we see it there, it's just a bad giveaway. Now you give up a corner in the first 6 minutes. It's just not good.
There wasn't a lot of pressure, really. Just a one-man press from Cano Smith's group, but the visitors will certainly take it. And Jojea Quizera is going to take the set piece for the visitors here. Maybe the first real chance for either side. Ball is bent in. It's headed away by Sean Smart. Recycled by Clay Holstead. Quizera down the line. Turnbull trying to cross. He's cut out. Smart clears for Vegas. Now, one of the interesting stats as well about this Rhode Island team, just 3 goals in the league this season. All of them, beg your pardon, 4, but 3 of them that they've actually scored. There was an own goal mixed in there. 3 of them, they've all been scored by this man, Albert Dequa, who gives chase for Rhode Island. No one else for Rhode Island in the league, of course they scored 4 in the Open Cup, has scored for Rhode Island to this point. As you see the challenge from Dequa.
A little too aggressive there, but you want to see that from your striker, dropping back and applying pressure.
That own goal came on the opening day, late equalizer against New Mexico. Rhode Island play their way through here. Noah Fusin scores, but the flag is up. Some positive play there from Rhode Island, but the assistant's flag robs them of the opening goal.
He just makes us run a little bit too early. You want to see him kind of ride the line and run at number 24 as opposed to ahead.
Oh, we don't have the most definitive angle on that, but that was tight, it must be said. Rhode Island maybe had a case of the flag staying down there. It did not. And obviously the goal, because of that, is negated.
Really good combination there, though. You can see how easily they can break through, create gaps and create holes and get in behind.
Here comes Asante for Vegas, trying to thread the ball through, headed away by Yao. Noel picks it back up. Ben's in a pretty good ball as well. Alba was double parked inside the penalty area and couldn't get anything on it. Just a whiff there of the fact that they're going to be paying, it seems, Ricky Alba quite a bit of attention inside that Rhode Island penalty area, and rightly so. Could be very, very dangerous. Ball is won back. Quizera upfield. Couldn't quite find Noah Fuson. Formerly of Forward Madison, USL League One. And also formerly of Columbus Crew 2 in MLS Next Pro, and that's another careless giveaway here for Vegas. Can Rhode Island pounce? Here's Turnbull. Didn't have too much space to work with.
Again, that's just really sloppy there. It might be a show of the legs and fatigue from the midweek game and whatnot, but it's just got to be better, especially as the home side. You gotta dictate the tempo. Every pass should be zipped in, hard to the feet, move to the next one, dictate the tempo. Don't just play the ball out.
Lee sends it ahead. Tried to find Fuson. Chance for Vegas up the other end. Noel. We could see what he was trying to do, trying to thread that through for Samake. Not able to find him. Now then, Dikwa. Ball is switched over to this near side. Quizera. Bends one. Ooh, and Rosarena was interested, but it was out of his reach and out of play.
It's a good switch of play here. You just want to see a little bit better service. It's not the idea he had in mind, but it's dangerous.
I don't think he meant to do that, Quizera, but he almost made a Rosarena think about that. JC Ngondu winning that ball back for Las Vegas, and Samake gets inside the penalty area here. And it's Asante! Tries to volley it out of the air, not a bad effort. But in the end, Jackson Lee knocks it down and holds.
Great ball in behind to expose the back line. And he does well here just to get a ball somewhere into the box. And I love Asante trying to take that one time.
Shades of the Phoenix Solomon Asante was just ripping the league apart 4 or 5 years ago. He has scored goals like that throughout his remarkable career. Now 34 years of age, I should say. Ghanaian international. Rhode Island's turn to try to create something, but Coleman Gannon wins it back for Las Vegas. Up ahead by Garcia. Vegas are able to play through that Rhode Island press, and it's poked away. Into the path of Dikwa. Too many men in front of him to cross. Rito lays it off, it's bent in. Bit of a coming together, but nothing doing inside the penalty area, and Asante comes away with it. Ibarra, another former Pittsburgh Riverhound. Turnbull, Brito, cut out by Asante and cleared by a Rosarena. We talked about Rhode Island having to travel cross country. They did have one extra day of recovery compared to Las Vegas because of when the Open Cup games were played. But it's 3 matches in 8 days for Rhode Island and pretty much 3 in a week for Vegas.
Such a tough schedule. And the thing is, with a schedule like that, you're rarely training as a player because it's either day before or day after a game. So there's not much actual training to be done, and that's tough for the coaching staff to put game plans together, see things in real life as opposed to put it on the whiteboard.
Rosarena collects, and we showed you earlier a couple players still dealing with injuries like Edison Azcona, Christian Pinzon, Gio Aguilar. Getting the likes of Charlie Adams back in the squad, Joe Hafferty back in the squad as well tonight. That's just going to help Vegas in these next couple of weeks and could potentially lead them to getting more results. And again, and considering how deep the West always is, and it gets seemingly deeper and deeper every year, if Vegas could potentially get a playoff spot, that would be something special. course, Rhode Island will be hoping to do the same exact thing in the Eastern Conference. And a win would go a long way to doing that tonight. Chance on the attack here. It's been into a dangerous area. And Quizera, again, has been very involved in these first 15 and a half minutes. Just couldn't quite square it up. And both teams trading blows so far. Still looking for that first big moment. Here's Smart. Nice incisive ball. It's a lovely ball played over the top towards Gannon, but just a touch too far out in front. And it was well defended by Gabby Alves. Here's Ibarra. Dequa for Fusen. Back into the path of Albert Dequa, but Arozarena beats him to the spot. Flag had stayed down. Another good little interplay there between the Rhode Island boys.
Another good run in behind.
That's one back cleanly. Fusen couldn't quite get past the challenge. Rhode Island picks it right back up. Alves forced to go back, and some pressure here from Alba. Pushes it back to Jackson Lee. Lee couldn't clear it past Asante, but Rhode Island pick up the pieces. Dequa. Fusen. Ibarra. Alves again. Quizera gets it back. This is good again from Rhode Island. Quizera into the middle. It deflects around just past Fusen. A follow-up shot is blocked off the 6-yard line. A third attempt for Rhode Island. Chance to shuffle the cards again. Turnbull. You can see he was looking across. Alves. Ball sent ahead by Yao. It's a decent ball, but just too far out in front. And Turnbull watches it go out for a goal kick.
Rhode Island looks really dangerous right now. They're doing really well just to get in and around the box and go through and kind of slice up the defenders.
Select the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Rhode Island's turn to apply a bit of pressure on Vegas. This is one of the things that's changed with this Vegas team this season. They're just so much more calm and composed on the ball. And as soon as I say that, there's some trouble. But it ricochets right back into the gloves of Arozarena. But there's more of that stability at the back than we've seen in years past.
Yeah, they've gotten off to a great start, especially compared to the seasons before. Doing really well, and they'll look to build on that tonight. So far in this first 18, they've looked a bit lackadaisical in the back. Not enough tempo for me personally.
Smart. Thought better of it. Remember, this was a Vegas team last season that finished on just 19 points at the bottom of the West. And the fact that they already have as many wins this season as they did all of last season with just 3 is already a credit to what Dennis Sanchez, Joey Bats, Jose Batista has done coming in as the owner, the 6-time MLB All-Star. Just done a tremendous job so far, and the early returns have been very positive. And now Coleman Gannon dancing his way through. Referee tells him to get up. A challenge just inside the penalty area is waved away by the referee. There's a player down for Rhode Island as Alves just chops it. It's going to go, well, not quite out of play, but the referee will stop it. And Turnbull, he's seen a bit of discomfort.
Really good moment here by Las Vegas. I don't know. I've seen those called before. It's a bit of a matchup there on the top of the box. The ref says play on.
I think it's one of those where Yao's hand was in the cookie jar, but I don't think the referee caught him. And to be fair, on a more serious note, not sure if there was enough contact there, to be honest, but in the end, it's a play on. And Turnbull, at least for the time being, will try to get on with it here for Rhode Island. We had a good chat with Cano Smith earlier in the week and talked to him about the fact that his team's come close to winning. They haven't won yet, and he did mention to us that he is getting a little bit tired of hearing that question if this team doesn't need any more motivation to win. They'd love to get that out of the way and create a bit of history tonight for Rhode Island and their fans who've just been tremendous at the start of this campaign and in the lead up to the campaign as well. Cano Smith talked to us about how he had to build this roster and do it basically from scratch, but what a job he's done, his staff and the entire organization getting this team ready to go. And again, they've had some good early moments, some good early results, just lacking that win, and they'd love to end those talks about that tonight.
Just trying to get that monkey off their back. Once they get that first win, they'll be relieved of a lot of pressure, and then from there look to build on it, get some more points, and hopefully make the playoffs.
Here's Howell for Vegas. Garcia. Gets it back. Gannon under some pressure. Ball's fluttered up ahead. It was some good control initially. And it's better defensive work there. Rhode Island regains possession, but Turnbull's in some trouble. Vegas gets the ball right back, high up the field with Noel. Gondu through the middle. Gannon loses out and then commits a foul in the process. Free kick for Rhode Island.
Does well here to receive it on the half turn, but unfortunately loses it. And then tries to counter press, but just a little too aggressive. An easy call for the ref.
Frank Nodarce. He's back up onto his feet for Rhode Island after the challenge. It's good defensive work again by Karifa Yao, slowing down Coleman Gannon. Vegas has been really trying to find in pockets of space so far. That ball is going to be too far in front of Dikwa, who appreciates the effort. Had 20 goals last season for the Players' Shield winners, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Their season got cut short in the first round of the playoffs, beaten at home by Detroit City. Not just the Golden Boot winner, but the MVP of the league last season, Albert Dikwa. Smart bends the ball up ahead, looking for Asante, who just couldn't quite get the ball under his spell. Dikwa can. He finds Noah Fusen. Fusen plays it across just behind Dikwa. The follow-up is driven in. Wonderful finish by Stephen Turnbull. And Rhode Island strikes first here in Vegas. They lead by a goal to nil.
Really good hold-up play here by Dikwa, and then he plays it on to Fuson. And he does well just to create space and get across the box. And on the opposite side, the winger's there just to tuck it in. Such a good finish. He does well just to keep it low and on target. And from there, he gets rewarded.
Well, it's a bit reminiscent of his extra time equalizer against Charlotte in the Open Cup. Steven Turnbull does it in the league as well, and he's the first player not named Albert Dikwa that plays for Rhode Island to score for Rhode Island this season in the USL Championship. And he gets a big hearty handshake from his coach, Cano Smith. And maybe a bit of regrouping needs to be done during this impromptu hydro break for Vegas. Valentin Noel preaching a bit of patience amongst the group.
They got some things to address. It'll be interesting to see in the next 5 how they react. Both sides, actually. Rhode Island, now they're with the lead on the road. How do you manage it? Maybe be a bit more cautious, sending numbers forward, manage the game out for the next 5. I think Las Vegas, it's a punch to the face. They got to react, and now they're dug themselves into a hole. How do they react? How do they manage to get more chances, better chances, and get that next one?
One of the things that Dennis Sanchez talked to us about earlier in the week was the need for his team to improve how they start games off. Saw a little bit of that leak into this game at the beginning, but now we're about midway through the half, and Vegas does have to come from behind. That's going to be a foul against Ricky Alba. Free kick for Rhode Island. Well, a little bit of extracurriculars afterwards between the two sets of players. No need for that. Benjamin Meyer will actually book Ricky Alba for continuing the conversation after the play was over.
Just unnecessary. There's just a little bit of frustration coming through.
Oh, he throws Yao to the ground, frankly. That would have been enough by itself for a yellow, but Alba continued the conversation.
I think the dissent is what gets him the yellow, actually, even though the foul was harsh and unnecessary.
A couple Rhode Island players standing up for their teammate there as well. You mentioned it earlier in one of your keys to the game, Sebastian. A fast start for Vegas was required. Hasn't exactly been that, to say the least.
They didn't. I wanted to see them come out flying, start off really hot, get a good chance on target in the first 5, and they didn't. They came out a bit lackadaisical, had a few bad passes in the back, a sloppy build out of the play through the back, and now they found themselves down a goal.
And Dennis Sanchez also talked about the loss to Monterey Bay and said at times they were lacking some energy, wasn't quite the standards and the level they were expecting. He said mistakes can happen, but our energy wasn't at the expectation. Sure, he's having a few thoughts to himself about that energy right now in this first half. It's been there at times, but it hasn't been consistent. From the corner, it's a chance to maybe get another shot away, but Turnbull is turned around, and Rhode Island are forced to have to reset the possession. All the way back to Jackson Lee, who's in a precarious position here, and he lets the ball go out for a throw, and he has to run away because he wanted Vegas to not get the ball back before he could get back in goal. I think Jackson Lee's going to sacrifice himself there to pick up a yellow card.
Really intelligent move there. Yeah, he has the bad touch. He gets away from it and goes out, but he does well just to grab the ball and run away with it. No throwing it in for Las Vegas.
They'd rather pick up a yellow than concede a goal. That's exactly what's happened. Not quite used to time wasting being given as a yellow inside of 30 minutes, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Now that here's Sean Smart lining one up, and it wasn't a million miles away for Vegas. And more Rhode Island players having some exception with Ricky Alba at the end of the sequence. Or maybe just trying to ruffle his feathers more. Another look. Ooh, I'll tell you what, Ricky Alba's got to be very, very careful. He's treading the line right now. Thought for a moment, Sebastian, they were trying to get under his skin. It was quite the opposite.
Yeah, you can tell he's just a bit frustrated right now. I think right after that goal went in, you can see the level drop, the emotions kind of drop and arise, actually. And so now he's just kind of dealing with a little bit of gamesmanship, I'd say.
Has to tread a lot more lightly than that if he's going to stay on the pitch. Rhode Island send the ball back upfield. Arozarena recycles for Vegas, who are trying to find their feet again in this first half. Stephen Turnbull has Rhode Island ahead. That ball is won back. Chance to find Fuson, maybe Dikwa. Not quite able to do so. Now then, in transition here, that's a crucial header. And Solomon Asante, who could have had a chance to get onto that, sees the ball rolled out, but it's a Lights corner.
See how lethal Las Vegas can be on the transition. Once they get the ball back, they get going fast.
That's what Dennis Sanchez wants, especially in transition. Las Vegas can be lethal. They've got a set piece here to work with. Valentin Noel stands over it. Places a really good ball. No, Darce gets his head onto it. Referee stops the play. It's going to be a foul going Rhode Island's way, and the referee is having another word here with Ricky Alba, telling him to take it down a couple of notches or he's going to be forced to send him off, basically. And here's the reason why. Looks like he just barreled into Turnbull.
It's tough to see, but now Alba knows he has eyes on him. He's got to be smart, he's got to be intelligent, and just play the game the right way.
Fuson out left by Arozarena. Good Rhode Island pressure. And the visitors have it back for a moment. They're continuing to try to get it back. Ibarra, though, a little too overzealous on Ngondu. It's going to be a free kick. Can't watch the match? Well, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on the Sirius XM FC 157 on the Sirius XM app as well. About 11 minutes and change left in the half. Garcia lays the ball up ahead, and Nigro just couldn't quite get it forward, but it stays with Vegas on the far side. By the way, that goal that Stephen Turnbull scored, obviously his first USL Championship goal with Rhode Island, along with his performance in the Open Cup. It's his first goal in league play since he scored for NYCFC 2 in MLS Next Pro last season. He had just the one goal in Next Pro league play. Albertiqua's hard work leads to a set-piece opportunity, meanwhile, for Rhode Island, looking to increase their lead in the latter stages of the first half. From the free kick, it is kept in play. Vegas don't clear it, and Dikwa nearly volleys it in, but misses the target.
It's a good ball. Fuson does well just to put it back across. And it falls to Deco, and he wished he would have done better with there. Of all people you wanted to fall to, that's probably who Rhode Island would hope it would.
Gotta give credit to Frank Nodarce, who kept the ball in. Vegas made a meal out of the clearance, and they're a bit lucky that Deco didn't finish the chance. He normally does much better. Now then, here's Gannon for Las Vegas. Ngondu loses out to Nodarce, who then follows through on Nigro. And it's gonna be a Vegas free kick. Good sportsmanship between the two. Nodarce realizes the mistake. And it's gonna be a chance for Vegas at the other end to create something. Here is Sean Smart. Asante keeps the ball in, crosses it into the middle. It's a bit of a skewed clearance, helped along by Deco. Vegas gets the ball back, Smart again. Ngondu, Nigro, bending it into the penalty area. Asante sending it back into the middle. Alba's header just goes off to the left and out of the reach of Valentin Noel. And Vegas recycles at midfield. And then there's a stoppage as there's a Lights player down. Looks like it's Malik Howell. He's struggling a bit here for Vegas. Both teams in the Vegas heat getting a moment to get a bit of hydration. Including Howell, who's back up onto his feet. That's good to see for the Lights. Referee Benjamin Meyer allows Vegas to restart the play with a drop ball. Stephen Turnbull's first league goal for Rhode Island has the visitors ahead. And Vegas find a late first half reply. Gannon to Ngondu. Nigro has space to work with. He tries to thread the ball up ahead for Samake, unsuccessfully. He does get the ball back, but it's cleaned up nicely by Clay Holstead. Nigro for Samake. Back for Howell. Ngonku. Garcia. Asante. Ngondu again, he plays a lovely ball up ahead, and then Samake went into his bag of tricks, but couldn't find Ricky Alba.
That was a special ball there. Breaks multiple lines just with one pass.
From the throw, Samake trying to find Gannon, and it's dealt with by Clay Holstead. Vegas gets the ball right back. Deco with some good pressure. Nigro. Ball is centered. Oh, it's just under the boot of Smart and given away. And maybe a chance for Fuson up the other end for Rhode Island, but Garcia does ever so well and wins a free kick.
Interested to see how both sides manage the last 5 of the half. Las Vegas obviously want to get one more good chance, go into the halftime tied up. For Rhode Island, it's important to see how they manage it, just to keep everything in front of them away from goal.
Feels like it's been a little bit more positive for Vegas over these last 5 minutes or so. And Gondu's been a big part of that. And he picks somebody out. He tried, gets it right back at his feet. He has Nigro for support. Samake. And Gondu is forced all the way back to Fabian Garcia. Garcia for Alba. Samake. Cleared by Nodarse. Ngondu. Over the top, and it's going to be headed into the waiting arms of Jackson Lee. Nodarse goes down, holding his ankle for Rhode Island. He told Jackson Lee that he needed a moment before Lee cleared the ball. Well, we'll get another look at the sequence here.
It's a good chip ball here. Kind of goes against the grain from what they were doing before, trying to play the ball on the ground.
Looks like for now, Darce is good to continue. Final 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time. The end of the half. Still a chance for either Rhode Island to take complete command or for Las Vegas to turn the tide. Dequa, oh, it's a wonderful attempt to find Fusen, and Arozarena had to be very careful there as he cleared his lines. Dequa and Fusen nearly combining brilliantly there for Rhode Island. Now then, ball played across by Quizera, and it's going to go out for a corner for Rhode Island here. Just when it looked like Vegas were starting to get a little bit of momentum, here comes Rhode Island with a chance on a set piece. Well, they have made Vegas work in this first half. Sent in by Ibarra. Headed away by Howell. Rhode Island will settle for a throw. Turnbull. That was clever. Nodarse. Turnbull gets inside the penalty area. Plays it across for Dequa. Great stop. Rebound is poked in by Noah Fusen. And as we approach injury time at the end of the first half, Rhode Island double their lead. It's 2-0.
Big moment there, and they get deserved for the pressure they've been applying. Right before the half, you hate to see it. It's such a mental moment. Great ball there. Turnbull does so well, just be aggressive and get a service across the box. Unfortunate for Dequa there, but Fusen's there just to tuck it away. Even a toe poke, sometimes that's all it takes.
It is Noah Fusen's first league goal for Rhode Island. And it doesn't come at a moment too soon for the visitors as we enter 5 added minutes. Rhode Island are in great shape all of a sudden.
That changes the conversation the coaches have at halftime. 1 goal down, Las Vegas. They haven't had a great half. Obviously, they can turn it around, but now 2 goals down, it's a bigger hole to climb out of. Rhode Island on the road, up 2-0 at half. It'll be important to see how they manage the game in the second half. Keep everything in front of them. Don't let anything go in behind.
Well, this league game is starting to be a little bit reminiscent of Vegas's loss to Monterey Bay. Last time out in the league, they lost 3-1, and at times, Dennis Sanchez talked to us about it. They just weren't quite up to the level that's expected. We've seen some positive moments for Vegas, but during the threshold where they had their best moment, Rhode Island hit them at the other end. Still time for Vegas to find a riposte with Samake. And then Nigro beaten to it by Turnbull and then commits a foul on the back end. It's a free kick, and it's gonna be a yellow card for Gennaro Nigro.
Good tackle here by Turnbull. Gets rewarded with the foul. He's done really well there.
Now the 2 goals for Rhode Island coming 20 minutes apart. Still a couple of minutes left, though, in this half. It does feel that the few times that Rhode Island's really had opportunities in the attack, they've been dangerous, and they're gonna get another opportunity here. Fusen fouled, and it's gonna be a free kick in another good spot here for the visitors. Noah Fusen, who won the free kick, had 10 goals for Columbus Crew 2 in next pro play last season. He's got his first in the USL Championship with Rhode Island. And they're looking to add on more here. No, Darcy was unmarked, and then a volley is skewered wide in the end, and it's gonna go out of play.
In terms of energy, Las Vegas they seem a bit flat. On every set piece, we see Rhode Island win the first ball and then the second ball.
Smart gets it away from Noah Fusen. Heading into the final minute of a minimum of 5 at the end of the half. Maybe one late opportunity here for Vegas. This is Asante. Asante clips one in. Handball appeals coming in from the Vegas players. It's still up for grabs. And the shot is bent wide by Valentin Noel. You wondered if Vegas had reacted a little bit quicker, but they've had an even better chance there.
This is better from Las Vegas. Anytime you get Asante on the ball in those dangerous attacking positions, good things will happen. When we see a bit of chaos happen in the box, a bit of knock around, Noah would have wished he'd have done better there. Just keep it on target, keep it low.
I think it was Quizera who they were saying handled the ball, but nowadays proximity is taken into big account when it comes to handball, and I'm not sure he had enough time to react on the Asante cross. Rosarena holds onto it. It's up to the referee's discretion now how much more time we will have at the end of the half. And Vegas have it in control as the first half ends here in Nevada. A really good start for Rhode Island. They get 2 goals in the first half. Stephen Turnbull and Noah Fusen, the first Rhode Island players not named Albert Dequa, to score for them in the league this season. They're in control. Work to do for Vegas at the half.
Definitely a lot of work to do. Overall, they just need to raise their level. From the start, they've been lackadaisical. They'll need to change it up in the second half.
We will see if Dennis Sanchez and company can make the proper adjustments. But so far, it's been a good road night for Rhode Island here out west in Las Vegas. Goals from Turnbull and Fusen have them in pole position, but there's still a big second 45 to come. Halftime in Las Vegas is coming up next.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
At Comprehensive Cancer Centers, the most advanced treatments and breakthrough research are helping our patients thrive. But some of our most powerful treatments are preventative. This begins together in our community through awareness, outreach, education, and support. From healthier living and self-checks to screening for early detection, we can now find and treat some cancers before they strike. We're doing this together, Southern Nevada, and teamwork saves lives.
Tonight's match is presented by Southern Nevada Water Authority, La Bonita, Silver State Schools Credit Union, and Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Back here at the half, we've had a great half so far, but in the meantime, before we get to the second half, we take a look at the USL Championship and League One goals and saves of the week.
Kept alive by Bashua. Settled by Moran. Overhead kick is in! It is miraculous! Maxi Schinfeld with the equalizer of all equalizers in the Henny Derby. Middle of the box, it is flicked on in an incredible save from TJ Bush. Right up there at the top, the best of the best. Their first goal since week 2 against Tulsa. Traeger up over the top, Tristan Traeger, it's in! That's a brilliant goal from Traeger! Up and over the top, and 2-0 to Monterey Bay.
And with Tulsa, they have every single player in the box. So even if they're able to clear it.
Roro, it's under Donovan, is denied. Rogan being able to do it. Here's the follow-up. That was a fantastic save by Rogavy.
Well, both the Championship and League One strutting their stuff once again last week. We'll take a break. More from the U.S. Open Cup and the Jägermeister Cup after a quick break.
Go get it, Doug.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Jennings, this is where he reeks. Jennings, 1v1. Got under it. Level. New Mexico.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We're proud to offer 11 conveniently located imaging centers across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
Sean St. Jacques, Sebastian Elney back here with you at the half. We'll get you back out to the second half of this one between Vegas and Rhode Island in just a few moments. But first, we've got a lot of things to get to here, starting with the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Sebastian, we've seen some good ones already throughout the tournament. Here's some of the results between the USL Championship and USL League One. One of the notables, Charlotte, pulling off the upset over Rhode Island.
A lot of close games in this round. 2 going into penalty kicks. Great action.
Loudon winning as well. Tormenta with a cup set. How about Union Omaha knocking out El Paso again out of the Open Cup?
The underdogs. I love a Cinderella story.
And of course, Las Vegas surviving against Spokane in the Open Cup as well to advance to the round of 32. Here is that schedule, May 7th and 8th. Atlanta United taking on League One side. Charlotte jumps off the board. What else stands out to you?
A lot of big matchups. It's always interesting when the MLS clubs get involved.
San Jose Earthquakes against Oakland, certainly one with a lot of bragging rights on the line. And then on Wednesday, this is the Wednesday schedule, the Battery take on Tormenta. Union Omaha take on SKC. And how about Seattle taking on Louisville, Sebastian?
A lot of big games. And then Las Vegas Lights versus LAFC. That'll be a fun one.
No question about that. Everyone trying to get into the round of 16 in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And speaking of cups, one of this year's most exciting new events is the USL Jägermeister Cup. This in-season cup competition features USL League One teams in a World Cup-style tournament that is sure to thrill the fans. And here's a look at that Jägermeister Cup schedule. So cool to see USL League One doing this season. Greenville taking on Richmond certainly stands out. 2 of the Open Cup darlings as well. Tormenta against Charlotte on April 27th. a tournament with a trophy on the line for League One is really a great thing to see. And we get a chance to look now at the upcoming schedule presented by Advanced Imaging Solutions. One company, many solutions. This is an upcoming schedule that's a gauntlet for the Vegas Lights.
Big schedule ahead of them. And again, that LAFC game, they got to have that marked in their calendars.
It is definitely going to be a big-time game. A lot of big-time games still to come for Vegas. We have a big-time second half still to come just off of the Vegas Strip between the Lights and Rhode Island. Highlights, stats, and the second half kick, all to come after the break.
All right, team. I'm not angry. I want to know who broke this. I want to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future. We found this tangled up in the transfer rollers. Who did this?
AIS is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas Lights Football Club.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Let's redo the basement.
Hello, home movie theater.
Spare bedroom.
Why not both? Use the US Bank mobile app to apply for a home improvement loan. It's easy.
Wonderful, Alex.
Hey, that's what US Bank is for. Anything else?
How about a loan for a bigger car? Our family is growing.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother's moving in with his 5 dogs.
Oh.
Heyo!
And we're expecting.
Expecting what?
Help for today, planning for tomorrow. US Bank. We'll get there together.
Sean St. Jacques, Sebastian Elney back here with you at the half. It is Rhode Island leading Las Vegas here on the West Coast by 2-0. Second half kick coming up in just a moment. But first, these great clips are brought to you by Great Clips. It's the first half highlights between Vegas and Rhode Island. And we begin with Rhode Island on the attack. This was slightly against the run of play, but it is the opening goal from Steven Turnbull.
Such good hold-up play by Deeper there. Goes well, just to keep it hard, keep it low, put it on frame, get it on target, and they go in.
A little reminiscent of that extra time equalizer in the Open Cup. Gives Rhode Island just about the perfect start to the match. We were talking about this earlier. Vegas had a tough time recovering. They looked to have gained some momentum, and then they got hit again.
See another goal right before half is such a heartbreaker. Well, kudos to Rhode Island for just staying on it, staying aggressive, and getting rewarded for that second goal.
Yeah, Noah Fuson's first league goal in a Rhode Island shirt has them 2 to the good at the halftime break. Just about everything going right for Cano Smith's group as we look at the first half stats. 3 shots to 6 in favor of Rhode Island. 2 shots on target for the visitors. Both of them ended up in the back of the net.
Honestly, they dominated the first half. They controlled the midfield really well. They've been solid in the back. See Las Vegas with a bit more possession, but as that makes sense with them chasing the game and chasing the lead. So we'll see what happens in the second half and how it develops.
And Las Vegas just, again, seems like they're dealing with that a bit of inconsistency when it comes to energy and things like that. We talked about it. Both teams have had to come off of 120 minutes. And as you can see there, the second half kickoff is presented by Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Kick cancer in Las Vegas for more than 40 years. We'll see if it'll be a different Vegas in the second half. And Rhode Island hoping to keep the good times rolling out here in Vegas tonight. We asked if it was going to be the same Vegas. There are a couple of Vegas changes to get to you as the second half gets started, with Rhode Island leading by 2-0. Charlie Adams and Joe Hafferty, two of the players who were questionable coming into the night but are key cogs for the Lights this season. They're both on. Coleman Gannon and Fabian Garcia have both come out in the second half. So we will see how that changes things for the Lights. Substitutions are brought to you by Desert Radiology. Well, so far, so good for the visitors in pursuit of their first USL Championship win in this first season as a club. Vegas are trying to pick up a win that would see them exceed their entire win total from 2023. Of course, we'll see how the adjustments are made and how the new players integrate. Charlie Adams, a former San Diego Loyal player, of course, the club sadly now defunct. And Joe Hafferty, certainly a good player to have as well. And maybe that's what Dennis Sanchez needs, some of these veteran guys, some of the leaders in this group to help turn the tide in this second half, Sebastian.
Exactly. So the first half, it's a cliche, but they say the first half is for the players and the second half is for the coaches. So when they go into the halftime, we'll see what both coaches have done just to adjust their sides and see what they can put out for the second half.
Quezera forced a bit back there. Alves helps out for Rhode Island. And now a chance for the visitors here to play through. Quezera, 2 or 3 players around him. He's able to get into the penalty area. It does look like he has run out of room. It's a goal kick. A couple of yellow cards that we should be keeping an eye for in the second half as well. Gennaro Nigro and Ricky Alba still on yellows for Vegas. Jackson Lee also on a yellow card, the Rhode Island goalkeeper. Again, the goals coming from Turnbull and Fuson, 20 minutes apart. Cano Smith had a bright smile on his face, especially after the Turnbull goal, but also after Fuson was able to poke it home. There's been a couple of big chances for Albert Dequa as well. Skied an opportunity inside the penalty area, and then it was his chance that was thwarted before Fuson picked up the pieces and found the back of the net. Oh, some miscommunication there. Samake follows up. Vegas wins the possession back. Gondu, who's been playing some lovely passes in the game so far, tries to find the aforementioned Samake. It's Jackson Lee who has the ball. Turnbull. Nearly got it back. Nigro closed him down. It'll stay with Rhode Island. Brito. Would nearly feathered through for Dequa. Nigro clears for Vegas. Ooh, a loose touch there by Jackson Lee. He just got it out from under his feet in the nick of time. And then the whistle goes. It's a free kick for the Lights. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and here on ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Some Vegas fans asking for a foul there. It hasn't been given. Turnbull and company come forward. Brito bends the ball in, and Rosarena almost misjudged that. It's going to go out of play, but it doesn't look like he put a hand on it. And more perplexing emotions shown by Vegas coach Dennis Sanchez. Almost not sure what he's seeing out there at times in this game.
I haven't seen much of a reaction that we were looking for in the first 5. Seems very similar to the first half.
It does seem at times, and well, correct me if I'm wrong, Sebastian, but it does feel like Vegas, and we haven't seen this a lot from them at times this season, just been a little bit indecisive at times, especially when they work towards the final third.
Exactly, and I was gonna say, when they're building out as well, it seems as if they don't know where they're headed with it into the midfield and then into the final third.
Chance to change that here with Samake, who's closed down by Nodarse, and it's gonna be a Vegas corner with a chance to change the script. Vegas certainly have the playmakers to change the tide in this match. Samake is certainly one of them. Joint leading goal scorer in the league with 2, along with Valentin Noel. Valentin Noel also hasn't been super involved in the game so far, it must be said. We haven't called his name out a ton yet. Charlie Adams will take the corner. Couple of heads went up for that in white. It's going to go out. It's going to be another Lights corner on the opposite side. They will change kickers. Noel trying to find somebody in a Vegas shirt. It's lofted in. Howell got his head onto it. It's a turning shot by Nigro, and it's going to go back out for another corner for Las Vegas, who all of a sudden are putting some pressure here on Rhode Island.
This is better from Las Vegas. It'll be important for Rhode Island to stay tuned in, locked in mentally, and keep everything out of the goal.
Nigro didn't have a ton of space there, but nearly made life difficult there for Rhode Island. Corner number 3 in the sequence. Howell's up again. It's headed away from him by Nodarse in traffic. And it's going to go out of play for a throw on the near side. Should be a Vegas throw. It looks like it is. This Ricky Noel has to go through a maze of warming up Rhode Island players.
Already, they seem a bit more aggressive on set pieces. In the first half, we mentioned how they weren't winning the first or second balls, and we see how now they're fighting for them.
Ball is clipped in. It's dangerous. It's headed centrally towards Asante. Alba was able to wind up, but it was headed away from him. Samake gives chase. Turnbull clears. Nigro keeps it in play. Bends in a beauty for Asante. Asante has to turn it. Samake into the middle. It's headed in. Valentin Noel provides some hope for Vegas. That's the best passage of play the Lights have provided. An early second half goal brings Vegas right back into it. It's 2-1.
Great reaction by Las Vegas. They look a lot better now. They did well just to keep things in that final third. It's a great low ball here, and Asante does well just to keep the play going. And this cross is special. Puts it in a perfect spot, a hot spot, and Noel's there just to head it home.
Wonderful all the way around, really. For Vegas, it's Valentin Noel's team-leading third league goal of the season. It's his 4th in all competitions. And that is the life and energy that Dennis Sanchez was looking for from his side. How quickly a game can change. Now it's Rhode Island looking to find a bit of a response. Turnbull has the right idea and plays a beauty of a pass. It's in for Fusin, who tried to flick it towards Dequa. In the end, Smart comes out with it for Vegas. It has certainly been an energizing opening 10 minutes at the start of the second half. And now Howell is down in a heap. Not the first time that Malik Howell has been struggling this evening. Joe Hafferty was one of those defensive changes that Dennis Sanchez has already made. Hafferty's actually leaving the screen, left-hand part of it right now. Hayden Sargis and Sawyer Cristostomo are the other two defenders available on the Lights bench if Howell can't continue. We are finally hearing some sustained voice, or noise I should say, from the Vegas voices here. Are hoping for a comeback in the offing. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Can Rhode Island find a riposte? Fuson's in the middle. Oh, Dequa let it run through his legs. Maybe could have taken the shot on himself. Howell's back in and clears it away. Lovely move by Asante. But Rhode Island snuffs it out for the moment. That goal from Noel really means this game could go anywhere from here. All the results are back in play. Ngondu for Noel. Nigro. Ngondu loses it in the end. Battle for it in the midfield. Howell does well, quick feet. Gets it back for Adams. Samake. Quick passing here from Vegas. It's a chance for Ngondu, who's closed down, and it's a goal kick. Tremendous recovery at the back stick by Karifa Yao.
Great tackle there. Las Vegas looks better. Better combination play. They look more aggressive. This is a lovely piece of skill here. But it's just such a good tackle just to keep it away.
Had to get it right, Karifa Yao, and did he ever. And Dennis Sanchez, feeling the momentum shift, wants more from his team as we approach the hour. And a win for Vegas could potentially see them get towards the top 4 in the Western Conference. And for Rhode Island, their first win in this inaugural campaign would see them get right back in the early stages of a mix for a playoff spot.
Like we said earlier, in the past results, they weren't losing. They got a lot of draws, and that helps. Just that point, each game helps.
Adams for Howell. Nigro lets it run past him, but finds Noel. Noel up ahead for Samake, who was in an offside position. I think he was even a bit hesitant to get on the ball. Samake got the assist on the Valentin Noel goal. That's his second assist for Vegas in the league this season, to go along with his 2 goals, which are now second best on the team. But Valentin Noel's just continued to be Vegas' talisman this season. Hasn't mattered what the competition is. He has been just about Mr. Everything for them. And he's helped them get a route back into the game here. But now Rhode Island pick Vegas' pocket. Ibarra. Dequa lets it run. Brito into the middle. It's headed away. Quizera looking to find the angle. Holstead out for a recycle. Alves down the line. Quizera for Ibarra. Didn't have much room to work with and is forced back. Ball is sent ahead by Jackson Lee. Oh, it's a bit of a rugby scrum breaking out here. Agro and Turnbull, and it looks like it's gone Turnbull's way. It's a free kick for Rhode Island, although frankly, it could have gone against either player.
Turnbull does well just to turn him and get brought down. I don't think there's much to argue there. It seems like a clear, good foul.
First swap of the night for Rhode Island. Kofi Chumesi is going to come on here, and Joe Brito's shift is done for the night. Chumesi, an Atlanta, Georgia native, comes on to try to help the Rhode Island cause in the attack. He's picked a pretty good time to come on with a set piece in the offing. It's gonna be Mark Ibarra, who plays in a very good ball. It's headed off the 6-yard line, and then it's cleared again off the 18-yard line. Player down for Vegas. It's a potential head injury, and Benjamin Meyer quickly brings the play to a halt. Brave defending by Sean Smart for Vegas. And he'll be looked at by the Vegas medical staff. He has to like what he's seen over these last 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, really. For Las Vegas, Dennis Sanchez says that Jose Bautista, the new Vegas owner, has been challenging him constantly. They always have great conversations about how the team can be better each and every day. And he said, just like me, he isn't patient, talking about Jose Bautista, wants the results to come right away. Early signs again have been fantastic, and they're trying to come back here, although Rhode Island might get a good chance. Howell keeping it away from Dequa. Quizera forced outside of the penalty area by Solomon Asante. Only sent ahead. Asante. And that's going to be a foul against Albert Dequa. Free kick for the Lights. Oh, and Howell down again here for Las Vegas. That's the third time tonight. I wonder if Dennis Sanchez now has to have a think about maybe making another defensive swap in that back line. Remember, those just tuning in, both of these teams went through 120 minutes of Open Cup action midweek. Wonder if that will start taking a little bit of a toll on a few players in the second half. Both coaches just talked about how it's part of the schedule where you just have to manage minutes, but also manage the amount of training that goes on, or maybe sometimes a lack thereof, because you're just trying to keep guys fresh enough to get through 70 to 90 minutes in the next game.
Exactly. With every game, with almost every day being a game day -1 or +1, there's not a lot of training that occurs in weeks like this. So it's important just to manage, recover, and get your best players out there in as best shape as possible.
Does look like a couple of Vegas changes are at least being prepared. We'll wait for confirmation on those. And it looks like that is going to happen right now, actually. Hayden, I should say, Sargis, who we mentioned earlier, is going to come on, and he is not the only one. Joe Zhao is also going to come on for the Lights. A double swap. Looks like Nigro was one of the two to come off. I'll await confirmation on the other, but Howell has not come back out. He might be the second. We will see. So that's 4 of the 5 Vegas changes that have been used. As that trickles out of play for a Rhode Island goal kick. One change at the back, we assume for Howell. We're awaiting confirmation, and then Joe Zhao comes on. Vegas still looking for a little extra punch into the attack to try and complete this turnaround. It does look like Howell is getting the handshakes from the Vegas bench, so it does look like that is the end of his night. A Rosarena's clearance. You see those 2 substitutions confirmed. It was Howell, it was Nigro, Sargis, and Zhao coming in for the Lights. No, Darce wins it back for Rhode Island. Gonna have a bit of work to do here if they're gonna see out this historic moment, their first ever win in the USL Championship. That's a poor giveaway, however, and it's Sullivan Asante across, and Ricky Alba misses the chance. What an opportunity inside the penalty area, and I don't think Alba got a touch on the ball.
Rare moment of a sloppy play here by. Just lucky there. Those bounces are hard, but you gotta put contact on it and head guided towards goal.
A frustrating, beg your pardon, evening for Ricky Alba continues. That frustration surrounding the yellow card in and around that in the first half, and his best involvement, frankly, of the match, and it slips underneath his boot. Oh, Rhode Island gonna make Vegas pay for that. Holstead can't find the goal scorer, Fusen. And Vegas have some numbers here in transition if they hurry. Ngondu out wide for Asante. Alba wants a second bite at the apple, but Asante loses out. Fusen's hold-up play. Dikwa fouled. With just over 20 minutes left, it's a chance for Rhode Island to take a breather as Dennis Sanchez continues to see improvement, but is he going to see an equalizer? Well, Dennis Sanchez having a word here with the referee, and he's going to be booked by Benjamin Meyer. Well, not entirely sure what that was about, but the referee must have been advised by either his assistant or the fourth official to come over and have a word with Dennis Sanchez. So the Vegas coach, he's into the referee's book, and we're back to live action. in a game that has been on a knife edge now for almost 20 minutes. And you can see there, a couple of changes are going to be coming up here from Rhode Island. It's like Colin Smith is going to come on for Stephen Turnbull, who scored Rhode Island's first goal. And then Mark Doyle, he's also going to come on. And the other goal scorer for Rhode Island will come off in Noah Fuson. Good contributions from both players who have left us. And we will see what Smith in the defense and Doyle in the attack can provide the rest of the way for Cano Smith and his group. Ooh, a follow through there. Dennis Sanchez is again apoplectic along with his bench here. Felt it should have been a foul. Noel is limping. I think it's just going to be a throw-in for Rhode Island. Live, it looked like Dennis Sanchez and his staff had a bit of an argument there. It was tough to tell, but it did look like there was some follow-through. Vegas, well, great point. More evidence. That's a giveaway by Rhode Island. Noel gets inside the penalty area, just outside, I should say. Noel saying his shirt was pulled. He's telling everybody that his shirt was pulled. I think it's just going to be a Vegas corner.
This is another sloppy giveaway by Rhode Island, and Las Vegas has turned up the press a little bit.
Leads to another set piece. Can Vegas complete the comeback here in the second half? Noel's ball in. Goalkeeper didn't come for it. It is headed away. Doyle tries to move things forward, but Vegas can reshuffle the deck with Hafferty. Ngonku. He tried to send the ball ahead. Ngonku ends up recycling the possession all the way back. In the end to Hayden Sargis. Sargis switches the play. Asante. Gondu trying to get it right back to Solomon Asante, but he's dispossessed. More of this energy, this intensity from Vegas, maybe starting to wear on Rhode Island a bit. Sargis again. And then it's a foul from behind on Adams. Free kick for the Lights. 17 minutes plus stoppage time left.
As a Vegas supporter, you gotta like what you're seeing from Vegas recently. Seem a bit more aggressive, a bit more tuned into the game and hungrier to equalize.
Samake. Zhao. Still Joe Zhao just trying to thread one through, not quite able to do so. And maybe a chance for Rhode Island to break, but Doyle, after winning the ball, is brought down. And it looks like a yellow card has also come out on the back end.
Just a heavy touch there. He gets punished for it, gets too far away from him. It's a good press by Rhode Island just to get the ball back.
Joe Hafferty sees yellow for the challenge. Just over 15 minutes left. Rhode Island would have expected Vegas to come up with a response in the second half. Can they hold on? Their first win as a club in the USL Championship. Dikwa got on the end of that somehow, and after his hard work, he's actually managed to win Rhode Island a corner out of almost nothing. Those are the parts of Albert Dikwa's game that get slept on at times, that extra effort. And he's able to carve out an opportunity for his team when it didn't look like there was one to be had.
His defensive pressure has been great all game. A lot of back pressing, force him to make decisions quicker, making him uncomfortable.
Barra's ball in. It might fall for a chance here. No, Darce. Back across. Nobody there for Rhode Island to attack it. It's going to go back to Vegas.
Let's see the defender have a bit more composure there. Take a breath. He had time and put in a better service.
Las Vegas are going to make a change here. Solomon Asante. He's going to come out. And we will see Corey Bennett come on, trying to make a difference in the attack with Vegas in pursuit of a late leveler. And even at 34 years of age, Solomon Asante can still put in a tremendous shift, and he did so again tonight, especially in the defense. Rhode Island win the ball back. Some options here for the visitors. That was threaded through. Trying to find Chumesi. It's going to go out of play for a throw. Cano Smith helps his team out. The job is far away from being finished. This team's trying to hold on. They led 2-0. Vegas have gotten one back. They've gotten right back into the mix. It still feels like there's a few more chapters to be written in this one. Doyle, oh, it's lovely skill. Gets into the penalty area and tried to find, well, one of two teammates in the middle, couldn't do so. And then the second attempt at a ball in by Colin Smith ricochets out. It's a Rhode Island corner.
Lovely piece of skill there by Doyle. Does well just to get the ball into the box, into a dangerous position.
Mark Doyle, the Republic of Ireland international, doing really well. Can Rhode Island pay it off from the corner? Georgia Quizera bends one in. Again in traffic, Vegas deal with it just in front of a Rosarena. Sent back in, Bennett's header away. Vegas looking to break up the other end. And Samake, I think, slipped on the near side. Couldn't get onto it. Quizera up the other end. Plays the ball in, and it ricochets, I think, off of Dikwa. And instead of a corner, it's going to be a goal kick. Back and forth we go.
Goes well, decided to cut in, and it's a dangerous moment there. A bit of confusion there for Rhode Island.
That was off of a missed opportunity to break up the other end for Las Vegas. The Lights get another opportunity here. Cross in the middle, Bennett tries to get ahead to it. Noel with a sidewinding strike, it's blocked. And Rhode Island clear their lines. This game continues to feel like it's building towards a big climax at the end. Samake. Floating one down this near side. Ngandu. Has Noel in support and instead loses out. The ball went out before it was sent ahead. Vegas keeps it. Samake for Hafferty. Nice turn there. Sees Vegas keep possession through Adams. Ngandu again. Samake arrives, and Gondu picks up the pieces for Vegas, and instead of crossing it, lifts it right into the path of Jackson Lee.
Interested to see how Rhode Island plays these last 10 minutes out. They're so close to having those first 3 points, but it's important that they stay tuned in mentally and don't let anything in.
Quizera for Holstead. Just under 10 minutes left. Is this a historic moment upcoming for Rhode Island? Or Vegas going to come back and snatch it away from them? Cano Smith looks to be getting somebody ready. Looks like Nathan Messer is getting some instructions. It's going to go out for a Las Vegas throw. It's been a pretty memorable first ever meeting between these two. Is there going to be a fantastic finish? Here's Ibarra for Rhode Island. Quizera, well, maybe saw the headlines and went for goal. And that is going to lead us to the change. Nathan Messer, he's going to come on. And that shot from Jojea Quizera is going to be his last action of the night. Certainly active and impactful. We'll see how Nathan Messer can come on and help things from a defensive standpoint. It feels more like a sacrificing a bit of offense to hold on to your lead defensively.
Exactly, just good game management there. Got to focus on what's important right now. They don't need another goal. They just need to stay back and not let anything in. No big chances, and hold off the momentum that Las Vegas is going to bring.
Well, Rhode Island's going to have just under 8 minutes plus stoppage time. Try and finish this victory off. Vegas trying to avoid another loss in the league. But there's time left for them. Here's Bennett. And Stalowood took a big ricochet. And Jackson Lee, I think, had to parry that wide. He didn't realize where that was going. And Rhode Island haven't been set up yet. The corner's already back in play. And it comes! And it's off the post by Alba! Rhode Island completely caught out, but they live to tell about it. Here's Noel Ngondu. Oh, it's the closest Vegas has come since they scored earlier in the half. Joe Zhao thinking he was fouled. Rhode Island win the ball back cleanly through the substitute Messer. And the ball is sent across midfield. That's the second big chance that Ricky Alba has missed. Vegas tries once more. Can they find an equalizer to complete the 2-goal turnaround? Adams sending it to the far side, and it's misjudged in the end by Zhao. What a sequence here. It's a wonder how Vegas didn't score.
This is a good chance by Benny. He does well to stay in the half space and get a shot off. Definitely dangerous, and this is a good header by Awe. He does well to head it down towards the ground. Just unfortunate not to get on the unlucky side of the post.
Well, it's inches away, wasn't it, from just cushioning off the post and going in for a late equalizer. Not quite for Ricky Alba. Sargis restarts the Las Vegas attacking engines here. Hafferty. Adams. Ngondu, was he harried there by Nodarse? Referee says no. Rosarena is way off of his line to reset here for Las Vegas. We'll have 5 minutes plus stoppage time left. Adams. Samake. Sent ahead again by Adams. That's kept in with the shoulder, it looks like. Little scoop in behind, and then a give and go to boot. And then Adams tries to bend one on frame, and it was just a whisker wide.
It's a good touch here. A lovely piece of skill here. The little scoop there does well. Good combination play by Vegas. This is a good touch to set up the shot. Just gotta keep it on target. It's really well there. Just open up his body and put it on his left foot.
He's certainly capable of scoring from there. Charlie Adams. Vegas coming closer and closer, but starting to run a little bit short on time. Can they salvage at least a point? Sargis picks out Noel beautifully. And Noel does nicely to hold up the play. Samake resets. Sargis changes the point of attack. Zhao off balance. Smart for Zhao. Adams. Bennett. Let's fly! And it's saved by Lee. He looked vicious when he struck it, but Jackson Lee was well positioned.
That's another good shot by Bennett. He's doing well just to get the ball into those dangerous spots, be on the half turn, and put the shot on target. Lee's is looking really good recently. Be interested to see if Rhode Island can withhold them.
They might get a chance to attack here. Rhode Island. Smith. They tried to unleash one. Can Rhode Island use this to alleviate some of the pressure? Well, he's bent in. It's over Dequa's head. Adams helps it along. This is a real chance now for Vegas to break up the other end. Joe Zhao. Bennett. Oh, Bennett dispossessed by Alves. Brilliant defending. But Alves gives the ball right back with 2 minutes of the 90 left. Samake lets it roll under his boot. Noel. Noel is stood up nicely by Smith. But then Smith can't keep it for Dequa.
For both sides, you gotta dig deep in these moments.
Ngondu. Bennett. Ngondu again, headed away. Vegas continuing to try. Another ball is floated in, and Alba again at point-blank range can't get the goal.
Vegas does well just to stay aggressive and keep applying pressure, and it's really good service here. You wish you have done better there. You got to put your body over it and put it on frame. That's the most important thing from that distance. As long as you put it on frame and not directly at the keeper, it goes in.
Well, if Vegas are not going to be able to do this, chances like that are the ones they will remember. It's the third big chance that Ricky Alba has been a part of. And for Vegas, they're going to be very attentive to the fourth official's injury time number in a few seconds here. See how much time they're going to have left. Zhao plays the ball out wide. Smart helps it along. Ngondu for Zhao. Zhao forced back by Messer. Gondu. Looks like he's won a throw-in for Vegas. Assistant never put the flag up, but it's going to stay with the lights as we enter 7 added minutes at the end of this game. Plenty of time left for the scoreline to change. Although, is it going to change maybe in Rhode Island's favor? Here comes Dikwa the other way. Now maybe Rhode Island with a chance, but the ball is picked off by Samake. Here's Noel. And Noel is brought down by Mark Doyle, who's going to see yellow.
It's a good tackle. Every time from behind, right in front of the ref, he's going to call it. It's good effort, but you just got to wait and try to get around him or just slow him down.
And it looks like Mark Ibarra, he's struggling a bit here for Rhode Island. Needs to be stretched out. Vegas have used, by the way, all 5 of their changes available. Rhode Island has 1 left. They do have 2 outfield players to choose from, Prince Sadie and Kevin Vang also available. If Kano Smith has to make 1 last alteration. Both teams get reorganized. Ibarra looks like he'll rejoin us in a moment. Vegas with an Adams set piece. Smart's the one that sends it in. Noel's near it, but it's caught by Lee. Oh, was there a nudge in the back there? No, Darce comes away with the ball cleanly in the opinion of the referee and sends it back upfield towards Arozarena. Final 4 minutes here in Vegas. Pressure's been mounting on this Rhode Island team. Can they finally get this over the line and get their first ever win in the USL Championship? Or does Vegas have a cruel twist in store at the end? Sargis up ahead. Zhao gives chase and runs out of space. Final 3.5 minutes. Well, he would love to end the discussion right now over Rhode Island being winless at the start of this inaugural campaign. There's been so much work that's been done to get Rhode Island even to this point as a club. This would be a heck of a time to reward that hard work with a first league win. We're 3 minutes away from achieving a historic moment. Dikwa does well. It's going to be a Rhode Island corner, and it's right where the visitors want it.
See how long they can hold the ball in this corner.
Dikwa. It's played in centrally, and Vegas get the ball right away from Rhode Island. Noel plays it centrally. But it's one back by Rhode Island, and only for a moment. One off of Dequa. Noel, can he win the foot race? He cannot. Crucial defending there by Clay Holstead. And Rhode Island have 2 minutes left. And Alba commits the foul. Free kick. Well, how many warnings is he gonna give Ricky Alba? It's a little bit too late for no more. He already did that in the first half, the referee. Oh, it's lovely play down this near side by Chumesi. Rhode Island holding on for dear life in the corner. And they keep possession. It's a throw. Oh, we've seen this before with new teams coming in, not just to the USL Championship, but to League One and other leagues in the United States. There's always great fanfare around the first home match. There's always great fanfare around the first match, period. But teams really start to arrive when they get their first victory in the league. Rhode Island had a chance to make that historic moment in the Open Cup. It didn't quite happen for them. But in a place where dreams can be very fleeting, but also can be very much realized, it would be a fitting place for Rhode Island on the road, fittingly, to get their first win. And they're 20 seconds away from doing so. They might have to survive, though. 1 or 2 more. Vegas attacks if there's time for them. Sargis sends it downfield. Ibarra wins the second ball. 7 minutes are up. Referee looks at his watch. Pressure from Dequa. Is there one more lights opportunity? Ngondu for Smart. Zhao. It's gonna be now or never for Vegas. They don't have time to just pass the ball around. Gotta get it into the penalty area. Ngondu looks for space. Smart. Rhode Island trying to get it out of play. They do, and they get a throw as well. Connor Smith asking the question of the fourth official, how much more time? Referee's checked his watch a couple of times. It's out for a Vegas throw. We've had almost 98 minutes. Is there time for one last roll of the dice? Arozarena. Just played down the far side. Zhao gets in behind, it's deflected. Handball appeals come in. It's out for a corner. And it appears there's still enough time for Vegas to get one more chance. And Arozarena is going to join in the party. One last defensive stand needed for Rhode Island to make their history. One last chance for Vegas to save themselves a point. Charlie Adams, as we approach the 100th minute, bends the ball in. Oh, it's Lee who touches it away. And that's it! Full time in Vegas! How fitting is it that on the road, Rhode Island gets their first win in club history. They beat Las Vegas by 2-1. And Cano Smith and company are all smiles as they finally, dare I say, hit the jackpot here in Vegas.
Well-deserved victory for Rhode Island. Played great all game.
Our man of the match in a losing effort is presented by Labor's Union 872. It's Valentin Noel. He got Vegas on the comeback trail. Great performance from him. He continues to shine for the Lights this season, but in the end, it is Rhode Island's night.
It was another good shift by him, but he'll be disappointed. As a competitor, you always want to win, and is a tough one for them. I think in the first half, they really dug themselves into a hole that seemed too big for them to dig themselves out of.
Save of the Game is brought to you by Nevada Donor Network. Remember, you could save a life at registerme.org. And it was a moment where, again, Rhode Island were in a really good way, but they did need a Rosarena to make a couple of big stops, and he kept Vegas in the game at times, but in the end, it wasn't enough.
It was well, just be off his line, ready, and get that one away, because you know if Deco gets on the end of it, it could be trouble.
No question about that. Well, no more when is it going to happen, no more if it's going to happen. It has happened. Rhode Island has their first win, and they have their first win in the USL Championship. They win here in Vegas by 2-1, a memorable night just off the Vegas Strip. We'll step aside, and we will wrap it all up next.
Hola, soy Ramón Martín del Campo, oficial de policía en Henderson y ex capitán del equipo de Las Vegas Lights. Estoy orgulloso de haber sido un donante vivo y que mi madre fue una beneficiada con un riñón. El 85% de los americanos en la lista de espera necesitan un trasplante de riñón. Los nevadenses damos esperanza. Únete a nosotros en wearenevadans.org.
At Silver State Schools Credit Union, we help you celebrate life's little moments and guide you through the big ones. Earn 2% cash back on every purchase with our Cashback Rewards credit card.
Silver State Schools Credit Union, your financial partner for life.
Mi raza bonita. Desde 1991 hemos compartido nuestras tradiciones mexicanas. Desde muy temprano, nuestros panaderos empiezan a elaborar los bolillos y el pan dulce. Y las tortillas todos los días salen calientitas. Le digo algo, mi raza bonita, lo que está hecho en la bonita, está hecho en Las Vegas.
Tonight's match is presented in part by America First Credit Union, Desert Radiology, and by US Bank. Sean St. Jacques, Sebastian Elney, our entire crew, glad to have you back here with us. It's a historic day for the men of Rhode Island. They have come out with their first victory as a club, and they take down Las Vegas Lights by 2-1. Let's look back at the great clips. Full-time highlights from this one, Sebastian, and we begin in the 25th minute, and this is where Rhode Island really started to rev up the engines.
Such good combination play here. They've had good runs in behind all games. It's such a lovely piece of skill. Just get the ball across the box into a dangerous position with a good finish, low, hard, driven.
A lot of firsts for Rhode Island tonight. That's the first league goal for Steven Turnbull in a Rhode Island shirt. That gave them that 1-0 lead that put them off on the right foot in the first half, and it would get even better 20 minutes later through Noah Fuson.
Right before the half, in such a mental moment, a key and pivotal moment in the match. We do well here just to be aggressive and keep attacking. And such a good finish. A toe poke is all you need sometimes.
Also Fuson's first goal in a Rhode Island shirt as well. You could see what it means to him and what it means to the group. It was 2-0 Rhode Island at the half, but Vegas got off to a tremendous start at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, they did well to rally back, put some effort into the game. It's a good ball here, just put in a dangerous spot. Noel taps it home.
Valentin Noel, who continues to really be Vegas' talisman this season, nearly got them back into the game, but too little too late. In the end, Vegas couldn't complete the comeback, and look at full-time match stats. Lots of possession for Vegas. We talked about that earlier, but they didn't do enough with it in the end.
Exactly. Until the end, it started to be more, it was more meaningless possession. And what's interesting for me to see the 2 shots on target. That's all they need. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. They walk away with 3 points.
Both obviously coming in the first half. Rhode Island's defense, as we've seen from the last 2 games in the league, really stood tall. And in the end, It's Rhode Island with their historic moment, their historic first win as a club, and they do so here in Vegas. An impressive road trip and road victory, and Rhode Island gets to head back to New England with all 3 points in the bag. For Sebastian Elney and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Vegas. It's a historic night for Rhode Island. They get their first win as a club, and they beat Vegas by 2-1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.